Hey there, my fellow lunatics. Dakon the Mad here, and today we are taking a look at the brand new Quality of Love update for Core Keeper. Now, this update is releasing tomorrow, February 8th, and it contains a bunch of new stuff, including the Valentine's Day event, a bunch of bug fixes, some optimization, though not nearly as much as I'm sure some of you have hoped for, and most importantly, a whole bunch of quality of life changes. There will be a link in the description for the patch notes once they're published. So let's start by taking a look at Valentine's Day. Love is in the air. Ah, Valentine's Day. The day full of pink. All right, so let's look at what we've got. We've got a whole bunch of stuff here for the Valentine's update, including a bunch of cool little outfits. Look at me, I'm Cupid. And I've got a bow that is really, really slow, but we'll go into that in a sec. All right, let's actually start with these items. We've got 4 new wearable items. Here, we've got a necklace right here. We've got the Valentine necklace. We've got the Valentine ring. We've got Cupid's outfit right here. And with all of them together, we've got the 3-set bonus that increases the charm effect. Now, what's the charm effect? The charm effect is on the bow. This bow doesn't do any damage. This bow has the slowest attack speed, but it charms your target for 20 seconds. The target will attack other creatures. It's a lot of fun. So we've got a Valentine's merchant. It's your normal seasonal merchant, but he's now Valentine's Day themed. He gets you this crafting table. He'll sell you the Valentine's chest, and he'll sell you these gifts. The gifts are what get you the various loot items, and the crafting table is what lets you craft a bunch of stuff, obviously. The chest, just a chest. You get all these with love letters, which you can find scattered around the world. The Valentine's gifts, you're going to want to grab as many of these as you can with the love letters. I'm going to buy 10 at a time here. I'm going to get myself about 40 of them. And the Valentine's gift gives you all of the items that you see on the pedestals. These are the food items. There's rose petals that you can throw on the ground that you see here. These flowers, as well as these 3 valuable items. To get the rug, the cute little plushie, you squeeze the plushie, and these candles, you've got to get that from the crafting bench. Here's everything you can make from the crafting bench. We got the wall hearts, the heart painting, plushie, the heart-shaped rug, and then the candles. And that is everything from Valentine's Day. So let's take a look at the craftable items. Not a lot of new items in this update, but what we did get is really good. We've got mannequins, as well as this loom. And the loom has a whole bunch of new cosmetic clothes that you can wear. We've got the adventurer, or the explorer's outfit. We've got the chef's outfit. We've got the suit. And we've got the wedding dress. And this is what they look like on each one of the mannequins. And as you can see, you can paint the mannequins. Additionally, you can make this mirror, which allows you to rename yourself and change all of your various hair types, or body types, or skin types, or whatever. You can completely redo your character. Additionally, we now have this music table that allows you to create musical instruments. So we see the 4 musical instruments right here: the ocarina, the flute, the cello, and the harp, as well as 3 different music types. The thing you'll notice with these musical instruments is that if you're standing next to the music, it will autoplay. The sheet music, it will autoplay. But if you aren't standing next to the sheet music, you can control the music yourself and create your own custom sounds. Valentine's Day is great, and the new craftable items are a lot of fun. But let's talk about what everyone wants to hear: the quality of life updates. So first off, this isn't in the patch notes, but they've changed how you can rotate items. Before, you would place the item, stand next to it, and then click E to interact with it, and that would rotate the item. Now, the item can't be rotated once it's placed. So you'll see I've got a turret equipped right here, and in the lower right-hand corner, there's now the R key. So there's an arrow on the ghost image of my turret, and that tells me what direction it's facing. and then I hit R to turn it. And then once it's placed, there's no interacting with it. There's no turning it. There's nothing. It is in that direction. This will prevent people from accidentally rotating their conveyors when trying to open doors. Not that that ever happened to me all the time. Workbenches have gotten a really cool quality of life upgrade. Right now, I am on my Galaxite workbench. You can see here, I'm going to go ahead and interact. I've got my Galaxite workbench, all my Galaxite stuff. But what's this on the left? Oh, here's my wooden workbench, my tin, iron. All of them are now on the one workbench. So all you got to do is place down the highest quality workbench that you can make, and you have access to everything. This is also true of the seasonal merchant. You can see here he's got his Valentine's stuff, but I can also just switch him over and just buy the Christmas stuff. I don't have to be in the Christmas season to be able to actually access the items. You can now quick delete things. So if I just mouse over and I hit the delete key, it'll automatically put the item into my trash can. Now it won't delete it. However, if I delete something else, like I'm gonna go ahead and mouse over the flute and I'm gonna delete that, that's automatically gonna trash the item that's in there and put this in its place. So as soon as I delete something else, that'll automatically get trashed as well. As you can see here, fences now connect to walls, so there's no going behind them anymore like you used to be able to. They have changed once again how you access the seasonal events. You now go into settings and you go to gameplay settings, and then you can choose which season you want. Enemy damage has been balanced, reducing the hit points and damage of many creatures, including infected cavelings, mold tentacles, and bubble crabs. Omeroth and her tentacles have also had their hit points nerfed, so if you've been having a hard time killing Omeroth, give her a try now. It might be much, much easier. A couple of other cool things. You can get keys from slimes now, as well as from minor cavelings or from fishing, and you can also get locked chests from fishing. But my two favorite things that are coming out from this update is the equipment loadouts. We now have 3 equipment loadout options. So you can gear yourself up with 3 completely different equipment sets at the same time and just quickly switch between the ones that you need to. And then the one that I think is one of the most far-reaching is that turrets now put enemies into combat. This means that when you have turrets in your mob farms, the enemies aren't going to heal while they're being shot by the turrets. This makes turrets so much more viable in mob farm design that it is going to completely change how mob farming is handled. I'm going to shoot through a whole bunch of other really cool things that I like about the quality of life update. But if you want to read all the details, again, please check out the patch notes. They will be in the description below. And let's just quickly blow through a whole bunch of other really cool things, because there is a lot of little updates, many of them behind the scenes. So hitting object collision has been improved. I'm sure everyone has had their I'm sure everyone has pointed their cursor at a chair only to have your character dig up the floor next to it. Well, that should be better now. It's much smoother. Rails can now be built on top of conveyor belts. This lets you crisscross your conveyor and rail systems, but it does not make your rails go faster if you put them on top of the conveyor belt. This isn't for a speed boost. This is for construction purposes. I'm sure there are some people thrilled with this. I keep mine separate personally. One thing everyone's gonna really like: furnaces, forges, saws, those kinds of items now only accept the items that they can do something with. This means no more seeds clogging your saw. And it means you're going to be able to link up your forges to your auto sorting system a lot easier, so that you can just put everything in one chest, whether it is, ore or not. And it goes through your auto sorting system as well as through your forges and then into your chests real fast and easy. Golden glow tulips now glow gold, which makes more sense. They shouldn't glow blue. They're gold tulips. Electronic items can now be built on top of wires. This will disable the wire, but it makes nice redundancy for farms. So if like your turret or your robot arm is destroyed, there will still be a wire underneath to keep the circuit going. Lighting has been heavily overhauled as they've created a new render pipeline. I have absolutely no idea what that means, but if you do, please explain it to me in the comments. It sounds cool, but it's supposed to optimize a lot of the lighting and provide for more in-depth lighting options. They've also added a bunch of settings that allow you to control advanced lighting and reflections, or even to turn it all off if your PC is a potato. There have been tons of animation improvement for mobs. For those of you who are on multiplayer, they've made things one step easier. The boss soul orbs now trigger the soul tab without needing to speak to the core first, so no worries about whether or not you did things in the right order. They have added a bunch of new features for modding, so we should expect more mods from the community in the future. Here's the one thing that I think people will not be too thrilled about. From what I can tell, it looks like while a bit of optimization has occurred by the changing of the render pipeline, as well as probably some stuff done in the background that aren't in the patch notes, they've also added a ton of new complexity to the lighting and to the graphics. So I feel like from a resource consumption standpoint, it's a bit of a wash. I noticed my frame rate actually dropped pretty heavily when I first loaded up after the update, but it did go away after a while and things smoothed out. The biggest plus that I can see is the addition of setting controls, so that if you have an older or a lower grade PC, you can turn down the settings to give yourself a bit of a performance boost. So let me know in the comments how big of a performance boost you got, if any. Overall, I think this is a great and much needed update, despite the fact that there are way too many rose petals on the ground right now. It's not got a ton of new content, but what it does have is really nice. And they've also made some fundamental changes to the gameplay that I think people are overall going to be pretty happy with. If they fell short anywhere, I think it's probably that there's still a lot of optimization work to do. So don't go into this patch thinking that everything is going to be fixed, because it's not. The game is definitely still early access when it comes to optimization. The additions from this patch are much needed, however. I'm thrilled with it, and I cannot wait to redesign several sections of my base to accommodate some of these new options that are available to me. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the update, and until next time, stay crazy.